Dear students, we will learn thermal conductivity in this lecture. We know that heat is a form of energy. Also, heat flows from region of higher temperature to region of lower temperature. There are three modes of heat transfer. They are conduction, convection, radiation. First one, conduction. Heat flows from one region to another region, in this case, using the energy transfer between neighboring atoms or particles. For example, in case of solid, there are tightly bound atoms. Heat is transferred between neighboring atoms whenever we heat a solid without the motion of the particles or atoms in it. This is called as conduction. For example, conduction occurs in case of solids. Next one, convection. In case of convection, there is actual movement of particles from one point to another point in that material. For example, in case of liquids or gases, particles move from one point to another point. They will carry the heat energy from one point to another point. As we all know, if we heat a water in a vessel, the heated particles or molecules will go up and the cooler particle will come down. Last one, radiation. Radiation is a type of heat transfer which occurs for the distant objects. It does not require any medium to transfer. Radiation passes through the vacuum. Now we will study thermal conductivity in solids in detail. In kinetic theory of gases chapter, we have studied atoms or molecules in a solid are vibrating about their mean position at room temperature. That means they possess kinetic energy, which is called as internal energy. If the solid is heated, the atoms which are nearer to the heated end, they will get the heat energy and they will absorb it and they will vibrate with the amplitude which is greater than the previous amplitude of vibration. That means because of the heating, amplitude of vibration of atom increases. Because of the increasing in kinetic energy, they will collide with the neighboring atom, which leads to transfer of some amount of that energy. Here, the particles which are vibrating about their mean position only, they will not move from one point to another point. Therefore, heat travels from one point to another point without the actual movement of particles. Also, temperature of the solid increases. Thermal conductivity. Consider a thin slab of material of uniform cross-sectional area A with opposite faces parallel to each other. Heat flows perpendicular to these faces. Let theta 1 and theta 2 are the temperatures at two ends of a slab such that theta 1 is greater than theta 2. We are heating a slab at the end where the temperature is theta 1. Let x be the length of the slab. Then we can define temperature gradient as theta 1 minus theta 2 divided by x. That is, it is the ratio of temperature difference at any 2 points divided by the length between those 2 points of a slab. Experimentally, it is found that amount of heat Q that flows from higher temperature end to the lower temperature end is directly proportional to area of cross section A, that is Q is proportional to A, temperature difference theta 1 minus theta 2 between opposite faces, that is Q is proportional to theta 1 minus theta 2, time for which the heat flows, that is Q is proportional to T, and it is inversely proportional to the separation between the opposite faces of the slab, that is Q is proportional to 1 divided by x. If we combine all those things, we will write Q is proportional to A into theta 1 minus theta 2 into T divided by x. If we remove proportionality symbol, we have to multiply it by some constant on the right hand side, that is Q is equal to K A theta 1 minus theta 2 into T divided by x, where K is a constant and it is a characteristic of material and it is known as thermal conductivity of material or coefficient of thermal conductivity. This coefficient of thermal conductivity varies from material to material. If dq is heat that flows in a small time interval dt, then the rate of flow of heat can be written as dq by dt is equal to Ka into d theta by dx. The quantity d theta by dx is the temperature gradient. Since theta decreases whenever we increase x, the gradient is negative. If we consider area of cross section of slab as 1 square meter, x length of the slab is equal to 1 meter, temperature difference between two ends of a slab is equal to 1 Kelvin, and heat flows for 1 second, then we can write from the above equation Q is equal to K. That means we can define the thermal conductivity of material as the rate of flow of heat in the steady state per unit area of its surface normal to the direction of heat flow under unit temperature gradient. Unit of thermal conductivity. If we write down the equation for K, which is equal to Qx divided by A into theta 1 minus theta 2 into T, we have amount of heat Q is measured in joules, X is in meter, A is in meter square, theta 1 minus theta 2 is in Kelvin, T is measured in seconds. Therefore, we can have the unit of thermal conductivity as joule per meter per Kelvin per second, or we can write it as watt per meter per Kelvin, where we have used watt is joule per second. That is, it is a unit of power. Therefore, the SI unit of thermal conductivity K is watt per meter per Kelvin.